Ms. Jude Jalaja is working as an assistant professor in the PG and Research Department of English, Holy Cross College, Nagarcoil, Kanyakumari. She has 20 years of experience. She did her research in eco poetry. She prefers to teach poetry of all genres.
Hi, I'm Jude Jalaja. I'm going to recite my poem titled My Cup of Tea. It is all over there, everywhere I try to enter, to catch me unawares, jammed between my soles and the pedals, trying to pull me hither and thither with its puppet strings. After many a battleless defeat, I decided to free myself of my listless fancy, to take a stroll hand in hand with imagination. And I thought it right to repair my fallen wings and stick back to the sides as a child would do to its toy birds. I raised myself up for a trial flight across the vast expanse of my countless dreams. Suddenly, I heard the cracking and then the crashing. Now I know that the enemy is around with his newly recruited army to make sure that I dream no more and don't even dare to imagine. Thank you.
Saraswati Poswal has penchant for writing poems. She writes for many literary groups. Many of her poems are published in anthologies. She is the author of the book entitled Musing Showers. She is working as an editor for many anthologies and she writes in English, Hindi and Punjabi. Her poem, Story of a Liberal Woman, was selected among the top 3 all over the world in Panaccio, Italy. She has contributed her poems in more than 40 books in India.
Hello friends, my name is Saraswati Poswal. I am going to recite one of my poems for the plight of the migrant laborers, the pain which they go through. The name of the poem is Unaccomplished Dreams. Unaccomplished dreams. Some are born with the silver spoon. Destiny took me to the city for earning food and fuel. To chase my dreams, took me to the cradle of streets. Burning with the spool of heat, I always owned with hardship. Task for daily needs, certain disease caused, the distress in all. The wages were given for the past and little future, and was retrieved for the unknown time span. No accommodation, as more than 5 people fetch in. Food was not the problem, as it was served around by the merciful people everywhere around the gurdwaras and temples. But for how many days? Family called us back to home as no work. Mind and heart was all drained. Now plan to go back home as no bus, no trains. It was more than that of hundreds of miles. We were more than 5. We all planned to walk to our homes. On the way we found nothing more desolate. Somehow after a long walk we found some food and water. For many days we rendered intangible fires of hunger with walking with torn shoes. Standing in the queue when the sun was at equinox, the burning rays churned up somehow with the efforts. Some were taking shelters with the mercy of some eyes. We reached our homes. But what next? After no money, no food, leading life with terror of this unbearable disease and cause. When no work, no penny, how will meet our ends? When will this disease leave our lives? We will die with hunger or with this cruel disease fight.
Devesh Mahapatra is a therapist, counselor, coach, trainer and motivational speaker residing in Bhubaneswar, Odisha. He is a trilingual poet writing with equal flair in English, Hindi and Odia, who is much acclaimed for developing a new form of poetry called Trion, a collection of which He is an Amazon bestseller, Midnight Musings. Known as a gifted reciter, he introduces himself as a poet by speech, a philosopher in head, and a lover of heart.
Hi, this is Agnivesh Mahapatra, and I'm going to recite my poem, Bared or Barred Times. An emptiness roams, alone, free, in places bereft of human presence, which once bustled with enterprise. An emptiness roams, alone, free, in places bereft of human presence, which once bustled with enterprise. The sun rays loiter in deserted streets. Air strolls in vacant malls and halls. Water bubbles dance undisturbed. As silence overpowers screams, screens take charge of dreams. As silence overpowers screams, screens take charge of dreams. While proximity rings a warning, distance smiles at its acceptance. For some, the world slides into four walls. For some, the world slides into four walls, while some feet drag themselves on a bloodied path, seeking walls to reach a place that's known as home. A future uncertain, unknown, lurks behind the post of present and appears like a ghost of the past. Humans now stand exposed. Humans now stand exposed of their best and worst simultaneously. Shedded bare. Shedded bare to survive, strive, and thrive. Thank you.
Madhumati is an ardent lover of nature, poetry, photography, and music. She believes that writing is a metamorphosis, a kaleidoscopic view of life through poetry. She loves to spread mental health awareness through writings and takes part in related awareness activities. Her poems are published in many anthologies of our country.
Hi, I'm Madhumati. I'm going to recite my poem, Bravery of Frontline Workers in COVID. If hope is a color, it is blue. The world to breathe peace. Thousands of warriors inhaled risk and exhaled kindness and care. Doctors, nurses, and all healthcare workers, police personnel, sanitation workers, and many more souls as soldiers keep us alive and visible on earth, themselves threatened by an invisible virus each day. Suffering from rashes and wounds, the masks and equipments protect yet suffocate. Sleep, hunger, thirst, fatigue, nothing stops them. While we causally watch the news and scream on social media at the drop of a hat, finding fault with the system, failing to do what we ought to do. Away from home, one's nest, missing the warmth of loved ones, saying no to hug when a curious child comes running to a doctor parent, watching inexplicable sufferings each day, trapped in the stench of medicines and sorrow, numbed by moans and deaths and orphaned corpses. How torn would the warriors feel inside? Can we truly empathize? Do they have a shoulder to lean on and cry? Hearts brimming with gratitude embrace their aches? What if they pause, desperate for respite? They aren't made of rock. What if they are tired, telling us stay home? While many roam on the streets, smirking without care. Can we smile or survive without their silent tears? How many souls left the earth fighting for us? How some were brutally treated, depriving of their last homage? How do we repay their sacrifice? How do we heal them, restore their peace? Piping hot food on plate, a good night's sleep, snuggling their children, hold hands for a walk with beloved spouse, carrying the elderly, conversation with friends, or watch a movie, just a cup of coffee, unfriending the PPEs. Even these have become mirages. Rain or shine, however hazardous, our frontline warriors are together the Govardhan Hill, under whose protection we all are safe. Deivam Manushya Rupena, our warriors and saviors like God, create, protect, destroy, hope, lives, fear. In the times of Corona, planting timeless seeds of compassion in the world, I bow down with love and poetry. Thank you.
Yaksha Ashok Garla, an 18-year-old girl, has been writing since she was a little kid. She has a blog and Instagram account with about 250 poems posted till date. She touches upon themes such as feminism, self-reliance, love, and mostly writes blues. Her poems have been published in many poetry anthologies. She is currently pursuing psychology.
Hello, I'm Sayaksha and I'm going to recite my poem Happy Pill. Pockets light, he graced the town with his presence. Scared and cold, new to a city of lights. Try all he could to make ends meet. Strove hard, losing sleep by each day. But the pandemic hit hard. He was dizzy, no work to do, no wage to hold. Each grain made him think twice, frail, skin sticking to his bones. Sticky sides didn't sit right, hard floor hurting his sore back. No medicine for his hidden hunger, only a medicine for his beaten up soul. Inebriance, his only blankets. Happy pills, his only happiness. Downward spiral, he groped at the blacks and whites, will to survive, beating all at the game of life. Waited for the end as patiently as he could. Either the lockdown would end or it would be his life. Thank you.
Mrs. S.I. Rosie Lydia is an assistant professor of English. She is a passionate thinker who has a flair for writing. She is also a communicative English trainer, soft skills trainer, a motivational speaker, and an expert in public speaking skills. She has conducted workshops and published poetry and prose in renowned national and international volumes. She is awarded the Best Researcher Award for her works. She finds ways to connect the self and the power above and abide by the laws of nature.
Hi, I am Rosie Lydia Aloysius, and today I am going to read my poem named Walls of the Decade 202. This poem is based on the theme Life During Times of COVID-19. Here is my poem. Walls of the Decade 202 by Rosie Lydia Aloysius. Once a dividing factor, the cause of separation. First time in the history of humankind, walls stand for uniting us. We met in places, mostly with four walls. Inside, we stood together as colleagues, comrades, companions. Today, each one confined to their four walls. 100 people with four walls makes 400 walls around, which is completely walls, walls and walls around all. Time is up when hundreds and thousands of people stayed inside four walls for a meet, a function or a celebration. Time now to be bound by hundreds
and thousands of words for one meeting. But sure, this ain't for life. The challenge is how we break all the walls after it ends, retaining just 4 walls around all of us, yet staying safe and healthy. Thank you.
M.N. Rajiv is a former corporate executive who is also a writer and poet. Rajiv retired from Hyundai Motor India Limited from the position of AGM and is presently engaged in his twin passions of corporate training and writing articles and poetry. He writes in 3 blogs containing prose and poetry. His book on prose, Straight from the Heart, Thoughts and Experiences of an HR Professional, was published in June 2015 by cyberwit.net.
Warm greetings to the organizers, poets, and listeners of the Guntur International Poetry Festival. I am M.N. Rajiv, or if you prefer, Rajiv Muterath, and I am here to recite my poem, Livelihood in the Changing Times. Livelihood, job, source of income, whatever you may like to call it, has suddenly become a question mark. People plan for the future, but what do you do when crisis strikes from nowhere, out of the blue? It is worry time for students in professional colleges, the small-time shopkeeper, the salaried, why even big businesses stare at an uncertain future, not to mention plight of our migrant workmen. Prayers and faith in the ultimate good, trust and confidence, a strong belief that this too shall pass, that new doors will open as old ones close, is what we need most at this time. Flexibility and preparedness, openness to possibilities, being compassionate to fellow beings is the surefire way to survive and thrive in a changing world order. Thank you.
Nirmala Sharma is a poet and a songwriter currently working as a scriptwriter for a web series.
Hi, I'm Nirmala Sharma. I'm going to recite my poem, How Poor Job Crisis Sudden Arises, and the poem is 9 hours of dedication doesn't matter. Hard work and honesty all have shattered. Only speaks this pandemic due to COVID-19. Lots of employees throughout the world losing job for no reason at all. Indulge into unnecessary fight includes salary deduction and fighting without prior information. How poor job crisis sudden arises, not just employees, their family members are also paying the prices. Why company is not in the position to understand the blindly firing process is actually killing thousands of family members too, who depend upon that one man who brings lots of hope in the month end, really necessary for their survival series for food. Who will utter the pain of such innocent employees, once being appreciated by their organization, now being neglected by that same very organization? But again, how poor job crisis sudden arises, not just employees, their family members are also paying the prices. Thank you.
Mandakini Bhattacharya from Calcutta is an assistant professor of English and a multilingual poet, literary critic and translator. Her scholarly articles and poems have been published in international and national journals and also in many books. She was invited by Sahitya Academy, New Delhi and participated in the All India Young Writers Meet organized by it in February 2020. She is associate editor of the Muse of Now Paradigm Anthology, Authors Press 2020.
Hi. My name is Mandakini Bhattacharya, and I thank GIPF for giving me this opportunity to recite my poem. The name of my poem is Death of a Marching Song. Death of a Marching Song. Jumlo dreamt most of pretty frocks and fussy dolls' weddings. Jumlo dreamt most of pretty frocks and fussy dolls' weddings, Jamlo had now turned all of 12, her age ripe for earnings. Jamlo had now turned all of 12, her age ripe for earnings. Jamlo spat on stinging red hands, picking beds of chili. Jamlo spat on stinging red hands, picking beds of chili. The money died on sun-dried farms. She trod home warily. The money died on sun-dried farms. She trod home warily. Full-bellied scoff at 150 clicks. 100 was skinny, yet gritty. At 50 from home, Jamlo's kadam sank. The earth was greasy with pity. Full-bellied scoff at 150 clicks. 100 was skinny, yet gritty. At 50 from home, Jamlo's kadam sank. The earth was greasy with pity. Jamlo Kadam, a 12-year-old female migrant laborer, died walking home 150 kilometers from Telangana to Chhattisgarh in India on April 18, 2020. Her name, translated into Hindi, ironically means, quote-unquote, steady feet. Thank you.
Hi, good evening everybody. I am Shikha Akash. Now I recite a poem titled as Country Beneath Rail Track. Country beneath rail track. Tying belly to the feet, gripping the homemaker and the village over the head. The time that passes like an array of ants fluttering the wings of hopes, flowing like the stream of blood, sweat is called the hungry labor. Flowing like the stream of blood, sweat is called the hungry labor. No solution, despite the wounds of the poor that bloomed. Time only the question, unanswerable, and the impression hug. No blessing of mother, no response of motherland. In a foreign land, with no security, what am I? In a foreign land, with no security, what am I? Where there is no secure life. Closing the windows of sleep, opening the doors of death, they found of a way of life ending. Closing the windows of sleep, opening the doors of death, they found a way of life ending. No address for streaming wounds, death cremation of my country. Beneath the railway track is called migration, a bloodbath. Is named hunger. Railway track is called migration, a bloodbath at early morning is named hunger. No doubt, it's a cold-blooded murder of government, says Corona. No doubt, it's a cold-blooded murder of government, says Corona.
Ruchi Rai is a successful content writer in market research industry. She has been published in international and national anthologies. Also, she pursues her passion for writing by performing at slam poetry events.
Hi, I am Ruchi Rai and I am going to recite my poem, An Ode to 2020 from the future. Marking the beginning, it started with fireworks. Out there, everywhere, was hopes and aspirations. But soon it was an apocalypse, yet so normal. Thinking it can't happen to me, caged for survival. Humanity was then plagued with hatred and apathy. But we came out of COVID-19 as a community. everything came crashing down, but with a whimper. Along with the disease, lives were lost to hunger. Science, religion, politics, everything was failing. But surprisingly, our Mother Earth was healing. With a pandemic hitting the world so hard, resourceful nonchalance were immersed in art. Renaissance it was amidst crisis, but not for the poor. For them, it was catastrophe. After the end ended, everything felt so fresh and new, and we moved on because that's what we do. We set out to a new world after long lockdown. Somehow, world remained the same circus, rich being the audience and poor the clown. Thank you.
Dr. Santosh Bakaya is an academic, poet, essayist, novelist, reviewer, editor, TED speaker, creative writing mentor, having been internationally acclaimed for her poetic biography of Mahatma Gandhi entitled Ballad of Bapu. Her latest book is a biography of Martin Luther King Jr. entitled Only in Darkness Can You See the Stars.
Hello friends, I am Santosh Bakaya and I am going to recite my poem, The Man at the Window. Nature was flaunting its vibrant hues. The flowers were beaming, basking in their flamboyance. The trees rustled merry songs, the birds sang along. A man peeped through his window, deep in thought, wondering what went wrong. Trapped inside the four walls of his house, was he nursing some grouse? Were his ears attuned to the heartbeat of the earth? Or maybe trying to decode the notes of the bird songs? Perhaps dreaming of the emergence of a new human. Compassionate, selfless, magnanimous, and devoid of ego. Was he caressing the contours of a life, no longer a rodent derby, where he had watched all manner of rodent humans rushing, scrambling, bulldozing, nudging, stumbling, tumbling, elbowing, crushing, jostling the lesser rats in a bid to reach the winning post? No, never again do I want to become a rat, he resolves, putting on a mask and earnestly praying for a time when all masks would fall one by one by one. Thank you so much.
Shanmugam Chettiar from Chennai is a prolific poet, having penned and posted over 10,000 poems in www.poemhunter.com over the span of 25 years. One of his poems has found a place in language book for the 10th standard in CBSE syllabus. He served in the Rubber Board, Government of India, and retired as Deputy Rubber Production Commissioner in 2002. He had been Secretary of the Chennai Poets Circle for 6 years.
Dear friends, I am R.M. Shanmugam from Chennai. I am going to recite my poem, Man is a Shepherd, Cruel. Poultry, piggery and dairy are run by man to earn profit. Laying, fattening and milking are pursued to multiple profit. 4 hens in 4 square feet cages, hormones and heavy feed to lay eggs. No peck around, no forages, no chasing and raping by cocks. The nursing sows inside the crates. Piglets are removed to fatten. No space to move, no mother bonds. Grown for pork, pigs are slaughtered young. Cows are kept standing and sleeping in their urine and excrement. Milking without mother bonding, calving without sex excitement. Life is not feeding and sleeping, they must move about at their will and enjoy social sexual bonds. Man is the cruelest shepherd. Thank you.
Dr. Mohan Sanjeevan is a bilingual poet, short story writer, freelance scientist, sci-fi writer, science poetry writer, space astronomy popularizer, citizen scientist, ex-central government officer, Erode, Tamil Nadu.
I am Mohan Sanjeevan presenting poem Indian Migrant Workers. India walks. India walks despite ceramic trains. Migrant workers start walking, unable to wait any longer, presenting a procession of men, women and children with the burden of weighty packages, even with their children perched on them. With little essentials and water, with dim prospects of food on the way, yet with determination to reach their place, they walk on, braving hunger, scorching sun, a sad sight to behold. Yet there are good-hearted people feeding them, supplying them water at some pockets. These are but few of the otherwise a long stretch of agonizing walk, creating a spectacle as if the whole India walks. Yes, India walks sadly.
Hi everybody, I'm Lakshmi and my poem name is Eating Mud to Fill Hunger Pangs. Now I will begin my poem. The world blamed me for theft, just for this loaf of bread. They dared to kick till I wept, though I declared its desire for food. Strolled out holding these hunger pangs, having no strength in my thighs to walk, thin and disgusted with skin and rags, searching for a little prey like hawk. The world did not feel pretty, seeing this living skeleton for his mishap, blatant to eat for the bins of stinky, wrapping meats to have full stomach for a nap, converted to eat and drink is only instant, where organisms digest its own protein, while delirium made thinking definite. Prognosis says he won't last long, a pain. Now the world had melted and felt sorry, showed me its great resource, the mud, to satisfy my long-lasting appetite in hurry, happy holding its wistful thinking of fairy dish. This purposeful, hungry strike came to judge, no more to grapple while this hungry bites. I bite the dust to fill the creatures of soil, a mouthful adieu to the day and the night. When death came and denied to say, life evicted its message to the world. The last moment I thought, the last vision, the hunger-free world and feeding every hunger brilliant. I can't ask crops, will you're a living being. Thank you.
Eden Sorano Trinidad is labeled by Prince Wahid Musha of Ghana, Africa, as a global iconic personality, hails from the Philippines. She is the board of director of Galaxy Poetic Achunes in Belgium, international vice president of Jara Foundation Nepal, global director of ambassadors of International Forum for Creativity and Humanity in Morocco, director of Arabic Network in Australia for the Philippines.
Hello, I'm Eden Soriano Trinidad from the country of the Philippines. I'm going to recite my poem titled Life in the Midst of Uncertainties. The darkest nightmare invades and looming the earth and its people, lurking and nestled as royalty in its man-made palace hall, spinning amid human being, weary byways and highways of life, with dignity and power, devouring turmoil fresh human blood, lingering on our homes through eternity, no plan to say goodbye. 2020 pandemic took it away to a different world of no return. Vanished, dissipated, oh World War C have broken our hopes and turned our silvery mornings into the murkiest night moods. When even without bread and pockets are worn with holes, we lovers are sweet like honeydew, ripened soft peaches and kisses. We want to hold hands while walking and say sweet nothings. Now are separated by the open umbrellas, having like LQ, lovers quarrel, rendering only the touches of melancholy tune that awakens a dead soul. Abducted away the simple joys and the gorgeous feelings in love, beautiful souls and hearts longing for those golden moments apart, snuggling upon beloved shoulders, cuddling gently in a clasped finger, intertwined on long silky tendrils and folding gently with soft caresses, its fragrance mist and sweet taste consoling, pleasing sensation accords. On that, even in desolation, a desperate and cheerless soul, verily longing much for flowers of affection from the muse. Thank you very much.
Sarala Balachandran is a free verse poet, freelance writer, and co-author. She has contributed to many anthologies. She lives in Kolkata.
Hello, I am Sarala Balachandran from Kolkata. I am going to recite a poem which is called Who Knows Their Pains. Let us salute the selfless doctors and nurses who are giving up their lives for the cause of caring for the coronavirus patients, leaving home and families, wiping their tears quietly behind the closed doors. They don't know if they will be killed by the deadly virus, but they willingly serve the patients with love and care. They can be compared to the Jawans guarding our nation, leaving their parents and families behind. Let us salute these unselfish gems. Without them, the world will be in a bigger mess. They march forward with a hope in their heart and a confident smile with a lamp of hope shining bright. Their only aim is that their patients are cured and returned home to their anxiety-stricken families. These gems need nothing less than our deep love and affection and heartfelt prayers for their good health. Thank you.
Shefali Chitre is literature, educationalist and social thinker. She is the recipient of many awards in her profession. She is a multilingual published poet in English, Marathi and Hindi. Her first anthology of poems, Cognizance, was nominated for Prime Poetry Prize in the year 2019 and she was one of the highly recommended poets in it. Chennai Poets Circle conferred literary award upon her for her outstanding contribution towards poetry.
Hello everyone, I am Dr. Shefali Chitre. The name of my poem is Gloom and Doom. Human heart never grows, stays baby always, remains a delicate glass. If crushed once, unrepairable always. To save me and my people, health warriors dying, sinking our policemen, soldiers battling on borders. While breathing last, these brave souls are searching for me to ask me, I gave my life to save you. Will you protect my family after I die? Oh, I failed to care for the hearts of those who worked tirelessly, lifted loads of sand and clay, iron and cement to build my house, to give me content. How could I let them go to die on tracks? I failed to assure them. They waited for my assurance, waited for me to say that I will save you. Live in my house, eat what I eat. Oh, how could I let them go to die? Those who survived can never forget the nightmare of railway tracks. Some will be frantic, others go in silent mode forever. Those who come back for the sake of existence will keep with me customary relations. Their heart will not be with me, for I broke their hearts into hundreds of pieces. Oh, what should I do now? Oh, how can I heal their shattered and devastated hearts? Thank you.
Dr. Usha Sridhar graduated with a PhD from the Indian Institute of Science, India. She is now an independent researcher and lives in Bangalore. Her poems and short stories have appeared in blog sites and several anthologies. She is the author of 3 collections of poems titled Life Matters, Drenched in Reverie, and Heightened Senses, 2 collections of short stories titled Women's Corner and Shades in Shadows. She has received the Bharat Awards for short stories for the years 2018 and 2020.
Hi. My name is Usha Sridhar. I am going to recite my poem, Fighting an Unfamiliar Enemy. I have never trained in warfare, so have not fought a war. I am a regular doctor who in the hospital works diligently. End of the day, I bask in the warmth of my family, lovingly. Chaos reigned when an invisible enemy sought our company. It didn't mind that it was an unwelcome guest. It unleashed its tyranny. The hospital was inundated with COVID-19 patients. If not attended to with an urgency, they could become contagious, silent carriers of the virus that had become lethal and vicious. With injections, surgeries, ventilators, and drugs, we treated the victims. As they lay on the bed, gasping for breath to fight off the affliction. Our family, time, pain, hunger, necessities mattered no more. We battled to save the precious lives. Our fatigue we began to ignore. We ran out of resources, found ingenious ways to overcome, but to the pressures of the wild virus, we refused to succumb. Social distancing from our patients was inconceivable. To ameliorate their lives, we were morally responsible. In oneness, we saw strength. In service, we got blissful peace. We were as much indebted to the patients as they were to us. We cheered when we lost. We rejoiced when we had survivors. To humanity, we came to be known as the COVID warriors. Thank you.
Ravinder Kaur is an amateur poetess and writer from Indore, Madhya Pradesh. She has a master's degree in English literature and currently authors www.loverrhyme.com. Her poems have been published in many anthologies.
Hi, I am Ravinder Kaur and I am reciting my poem Stranded Laborers. It has been 2 weeks I had been stranded in these streets with little food and water but no sleep. The sun spits on my face, asking me why do I leave? The moon draws stars on me, laughing on my dreams. They call me a migrant. I work for my stomach. My life is nothing. All I am is just a laborer. I was new to this place I called home where I stayed. Not my native land but this other state where I worked to earn my wage. All went well until this time. I was single then. Now I am married, have wife and a child. But Corona like a huge wave gulped my happiness in strange ways. My being poorer than others, a homeless, I became a wanderer. Thousands of people have the same plight, leaving their homes, running towards village sites. No train to take us home, the poison got uncontrolled, so I walked with others barefoot on roads toward my village home. My child cries because of heat, calls for milk, I feel my defeat. My wife looks at me helplessly. My promise of a happy life is a lie, it seems. I have seen others walking down these roads and tracks in hope to reach safely to their homes in other lands. Tens of thousands each night walked past by. On tracks they slept with food half eaten, but death ran over with the train without brakes. Food loitered on the tracks, dead bodies crushed. Tracks on which trains ran wild, screams overcome by the silent skies. Will we ever reach home in one piece? Or hunger will strike us before Corona tease? Who would help a poor man, a migrant worker who leaves his homeland to die on roads on his way to his home, unable to get a little pity for the humongous work done in the cities? Thank you.
Arupam Maiti is from West Bengal. He was born in Calcutta. His write-up first appeared on the Golden Jubilee souvenir of his school. He is a poet, a storyteller, as well as a novelist who loves to pen his works in several languages.
Hi, I am Arupam Maiti. I am reciting my poem, There Is No End. The walls were never so close to me, and the roof was also never so down. Though I was never up to my floor, yet her touch was never so warm to me. I feel my eyes bigger than ever as the window came closer than earlier. I am now an onlooker all through the day, and like migrants, I also became a prisoner. You say not to go out, COVID is there. But the white men are at charge also, not to let him in, but the hunger sneaks and it gets his prey before COVID attacks. Wrinkles became so deep on the foreheads as millions have lost job as well as beloveds. When the confused leaders are yet to find solution, everyone finds a new game in counting the losses. I never saw the roads, the institutions so desolate. As the chorus, the violence all moved inside. I found somebody even talking about the end. But I must say, we will win and turn around. Thank you. Thanks, 13th Guntur International Poetry Festival.
Dr. T. Ramesh Babu hails from Andhra Pradesh, received his PhD degree from Acharya Nagarjuna University, Guntur. He is a writer, an author, professional teacher, soft skills trainer, and a published poet. Some of his poems got published in journals and anthologies. He published 16 research papers in international journals and 2 in national journals and published 2 books. He has 15 years of teaching experience.
Well, good morning to everybody. This is Dr. T. Ramesh Babu, working as Assistant Professor on ad hoc basis in the Department of Humanities and Social Sciences, JNTUA College of Engineering, Autonomous Pulivendula, Andhra Pradesh. I thank the organizers for providing this great opportunity to share my views on migrant workers' struggles and pains faced by them. My recital poem is, the title of the poem is Far-Reaching Destination. My recital poem title is Far-Reaching Destination. Leaving homeland and parents along with better half, reached the skyscraper city of the country in search of livelihood. An unknown pandemic disease and poverty are hunting in half. Though country is magnificent, yet migrant workers' lives are unlikelihood. Is there any worse disease than poverty to be faced by poor? Penniless pocket and far-reaching destination ahead. Awaiting parents at homeland and hunger screams at near. Walking on, reaching to destination point ahead. Walking under scorching sun, sands a sip of water droplet in. Poor body losing heavy sweat and tired with heavy loads on. Drying foot drop, lack of food and energy in. How pain it is, whether eventually destination reached on. The black roads turning into red with blood cracked footprints. The baby sucking blood instead of milk as mother starving. Gaining energy with the rhythm of their footsteps on roads. Hunger screams as lyrical song for migrant workers ongoing. The tall buildings reaching blue skies and green gardens of city. The mistress or landlord, no one console as family at this juncture. No one should never and ever get helpless and distressed domesticity. The pains, strains and struggles of migrant workers rupture. Thank you. Thanks.
M. Annamalai is a retired superintendent engineer in State Electricity Unit. Possesses master's degree in business administration and English literature. He is a member of Chennai Poets Circle.
Hi, this is M. Annamalai. My poem's name is Salvation. I read the poem. A lush hamlet is it with stretched lands. None of the strips belonged to this poor pair. A few folks would give themselves into the bands, some in weak sandy and some to care for hair that would make a good buy in the meat stall. No own house, no reserve had they at all. No reserve had they at all. Unaware of the entomology or etiology, they were shaken by the strong virus-swept storm, and in distancing, face masking, lockdownology, shut all in-home stay in uncouth form. Discussive news streams did not fetch them food adequate. Vernal clouds changed to show barren desert. Mother of 3 wards at 30 cannot cope with the perennial patronage of death. Ration grains lurched her to lose all hope. The barber and the spouse had headed to the death. All the 5 interned in a shallow well. We hail Corona times. It solved things very well.
PSV Prasad Babu is working as English teacher at Government High School, Madarabasti, Kottagudem, Bhadradri in Telangana State. He has a triple MA in English, Economics and Education from Kakatiya University, Warangal. He has 10 years of teaching experience in English subject for high school level. His hobbies are writing poetry and short stories.
Hi, this is Prasad Babu, PSV. Now I am going to recite my poem. My poem title is Towns Are Not Grounds. Abrupt announcement of the lockdown formed all labor work shutdown. There was no works for labor country. Migrants were fighting with hungry. Migrants want to shift their own home, moment as all roads leads to Rome. Walking with great belief on their foot, as searching for water drops by a road. Kind hearts have arranged some food, we may applaud as that's very good. Bitter incidents were also happened. Some became victims and abounded. Goodness governments opened eyes, arranged sufficient food and buses to move one place to another place with dedicated hearts and their grace. Finally, migrants reached own houses but don't want to come again, catch buses to foodless shadowless, dirty towns. Migrants don't want any golden crowns. Thank you very much.
Akshay Kumar Das is the author of The Dewdrops. He has contributed to many national and international anthologies regularly. He is a bilingual poet, mostly writes in English and with a few Oriya poems to his credit. He has been attending GIPF regularly for the past 4 years. He has a passion for poetry since his college days. Presently, he is residing at Bhubaneswar.
I am poet Akshay Kumar Das, author of The Dewdrops. I have contributed to many national and international anthologies regularly. I am a bilingual poet, mostly write in English and with few Oriya poems to my credit. I have been attending GIPF regularly for the past 4 years. I have a passion for poetry writing from my college days. This will be my first webinar video conferencing poetry reading session for the 13th GIPF. Presently, I am residing at Bhubaneswar, post-retirement from insurance services as a senior manager. Today, I am going to read my poem, The Barefooted Migrants. My poem is The Barefooted Migrants. The pain of migrant laborers. None understands the plight of hunger. With corona employment gone, there is nothing to earn. How to feed the family is a great concern. The poverty-stricken man has no option, but the ancestral home may be the only solution. Some hope of survival there lies hidden in absence of money, food, shelter and conveyance. God-given feet are the best assurance. Work until life takes a toll. What is life after all? Some manage to reach the destination while some perish to starvation. Life would be so hard beyond anyone's imagination. Trying to save it with the last hope may be a rare option. So thousands of migrants walk barefoot, walk miles and miles to reach their roots. Hope of roots only solace, tries with destiny to save the manly face. Thank you. This is my poem for the 13th GIPF.
A postgraduate in English literature with a B.Ed, Sethaluri Padmavati from Khammam has over 3 decades of experience in the field of education. She served in various positions like the head of the Department of English, academic coordinator, principal and teacher during her professional career. Writing has always been her passion that translates itself into poems of different genres, short stories and articles in a variety of themes and topics. She contributed poems to online magazines.
Hi, I'm Padmavati and I'm going to recite my poem Life in the Times of COVID. Where are those genuine dreamers, planners and designers of the nation who tirelessly strive hard for growth? Firms, schools, offices and theatres emerged lifeless for about 2 months. Busy bees thought 100 times and locked their minds and hearts. But flowers bloomed, the birds flew, branches swayed and the sun rose. The nature of nature had no avoidance. Daily waged labourers were in tears. Migrant workers moved to their hometowns. Numerous employees worked from home. Every human saw the state of stray animals. The children visualized the world from windows. May the gloomy world brighten soon and our dreamland be filled with bliss. I wish we could overcome poverty, unemployment and the financial crisis and see the happy citizens of tomorrow designing the prosperous future world, the world where we could use our caliber for development, production and happiness, and the world where we would jump with joy. Thank you.